In March 2026, Nifty 50 swept a key level by over 60 points, triggered thousands of stop losses, and then reversed in 3 candles. The move wasn't random, it was mechanical. And once you see how it works, you'll never place a stop loss the same way ever again. So, if you have ever had your stop loss hit and then watched the market move exactly in your direction, you didn't even misread the market. You just placed your stop where everyone else did. So, what happens around key levels? So I've marked a few levels here. You can see like 23,500, etc., 23,000. So for example, let's say 24,000, 24,100, 24,102. So the price will break above the level and then it will reverse cleanly. Like it will break above it, it will look like it's breaking out, and then suddenly it pulls back below it. There is no pause, there is no consolidation, just stops getting hit and then the price reversing, and then it will trend. Maybe it will go back up again, or it will now completely reverse. The move below that level, that's not failure, that's the entire point of the move, because every breakout trader places their stop in the same place just below the level. A lot of stop losses cluster together and they become liquidity, and liquidity is where the market moves. On a simple retail terminal like this, you can't see where the stop losses are, you can't see where most of the orders are, but institutions use terminals like the Bloomberg terminal, where you can see where the stop losses are. You can have access to like a level 3 order book data with individual orders. They can see where most of the orders are. And it's not like they're specifically hunting you because you are a retailer. They're hunting because they need liquidity, and liquidity is what the market runs on. And if you were like an institution, they would go after you too. It's not because you are a retailer, of course. But now let's go to like a real example, like over here, 24,000. Perfect. You can see the market went up, it wicked above it. It looks like it was going up and up and up. So it almost looks like the same structure because the market is trending, right? It's going up and up and up. It's trending, and then just peaks above it, like only like a few points above the level, like 15 points above it. It gives you hope that the market will continue rally, and then it just fell. Like it reversed by about 60 to 70 points and then recovered by the end of the day. That wick is not panic. That wick is like execution. The price drops, that stop losses get triggered and absorb all that selling. And once that supply is gone, there is nothing left to hold the price down. So it reverses, because this move, well, it wasn't supposed to ever happen. It just happened because the stop losses were here. And now let's talk about you. Like, how do you experience? So you probably experience it like this. So suppose there is a level and then you are going long because there is a resistance, and you are going directionally long, whether you are buying call options or you are shorting put options. That's up to you, but let's assume you are going long. So you place your trade like this, the market approaches it, it wicks above it, you enter, and then it only goes up a few points and then reverses and your stop loss gets hit. And somehow, like, there is a high chance by end of the day it will close above it, like above the level where you entered, and the move you predicted happened. So you weren't really wrong, you were just used. So I've already showed you a real example, but let's show you some other example. Like there are many more examples. Like here, 23,000. This time the short sellers got trapped. So 23,000, the market wicked below it and then it completely reversed it. So if possible, let me show you the smaller time frame. Yeah, look, this time even the market closed a candle below the 23,000 level, and after that it straight up reversed, and it didn't even reverse like a tiny bit, it completely reversed like 200 points up. So you got your another stop loss hit. This is why fixed premium stop losses near key levels are so dangerous. They react to wicks but not the structure. And you should not place like such fixed stop losses, because the market is, well, not a fixed thing, it's a very dynamic thing, and you all know that. So I follow one rule. I don't really react to wicks, I react to the closes of the candles. When I directionally sell options, I usually wait for the candle to close and then make a few levels, sorry, and a few candles to sustain. And if the level sustains, then I directionally sell options, because I'm not an option buyer. I do not need time to be on my favor. The market can take it all its time. In fact, I will probably still end up with the profit if the market never even moved. I only care about the market being above the level I bought at or being below the level I shorted at. If the price wicks above the level, you ignore that. But if the price closes above it, like it closes a candle, you start watching now. Now you're interested. But once like 2, 3 candles, start closing, then you start acting. Now your execution becomes a real thing. So if price just spikes through your strike and comes back, that's not really a breakout. That's just a stop loss hunt. And if it holds above, that's real. Your stop losses isn't protecting you at obvious levels. It's just exposing you. The market didn't even trick you. You just stood where everyone else did. That one habit change alone can completely change your results.